There are a handful of families that have become synonymous with NPCA due to the unselfish work and dedication they have poured into the association over the past 5 decades. Among those is the Wieser family, whose company, Wieser Concrete, has been with NPCA since nearly the beginning. Founded by Joe Wieser in 1965, Wieser Concrete now has 5 production facilities spread across Wisconsin and Illinois. Reaching that point, though, took years of patience, persistence, innovation, courage, and a lot of trust. This is the story of Wieser Concrete and the Wieser family. When Joe Wieser started Wieser Concrete, it was a leap of faith for him and his wife Mary. With little more than an idea and a belief it could work, they moved from La Crescent, Minnesota, across the Mississippi to Maiden Rock, Wisconsin, a remote town an hour southeast of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area.
I happened to come along one day along the highway here, and I found this property, and I didn't get into the house, but I looked through the windows of the house and went and found the guy that owned the property, and within 5 minutes we had bought the house and the 160 acres of land. Mary was very important to me when we started our business. She not only supported me, but she actually worked. She did the bookwork, the accounting, took care of the telephone. We operated in a house, and we had a little 2-car garage where I welded in. I built a boom truck in there and built forms in there. And Mary, all she ever did was help me.
The gamble paid off, though, as Joe was able to steadily build the company, starting with septic tanks based on a system his dad developed. With very little in the way of equipment and a staff of 2 made up of himself and his wife, Joe was able to find customers and add product lines.
And the main reason we located here was because of the area. We wanted to make septic tanks, and we wanted to be on the suburbs of Minneapolis, St. Paul. So I took the technology that my dad had developed. He had developed a system for pouring and stripping round septic tanks. The only equipment I really had was some forms, a boom truck, a cutting torch, and a welder and a hand grinder is what I used to build the forms. And the boom truck. We build our own boom trucks.
It didn't take long for a guy like Joe, who was always thinking ahead and always looking for ways to improve and innovate, to start seeing what he calls endless opportunities in the precast concrete industry. After decades of hard work, Joe began preparing for the transition of the company to the next generation.
In 1999, then I had the plan in place. I was 62 years old, and the boys took over the company. They do a real terrific job. They've exceeded my expectations by many times.
From the company's headquarters in Maiden Rock, Joe's son Andy can see the evolution of the company by looking at the many additions to the original plant, which have dramatically expanded its size and production capacity.
Andy Weiser, President of Wieser Concrete Products. Some of my main responsibilities at Wieser Concrete, of course, is the complete management of the company along with my 2 brothers. But started in the company full-time. After I graduated from high school, I went to a 1-year technical course. After I graduated from there, I worked full-time for the company. It's kind of hodgepodge together. We've built this over many years. So there's our original building that you'll see from 1965 that Dad put in 1965, and several additions throughout the years, and our last addition in this front building was in 2000.
All of the Wieser plants make a variety of products for the agricultural industry, but it's a segment that ebbs and flows from year to year. As such, Joe learned long ago that diversification into other product lines is important.
Well, we produce for just about any industry we can sell to. So we do a lot of underground products, so a lot of septic tanks, manholes, And then highway products, we do conspan bridges, we do box culverts. I tell you, at one time, our agricultural field was about 80% of our business, or 70% of our business, and over the years that changes a lot.
Just up the road in Menominee, another Wieser plant houses Joe Wieser's innovative Wieser dry caster system. The assembly line process is a unique dry cast production system that allows the company to efficiently manufacture 3 types of panels for its slatted barn system.
We got into the slatted floor market with the gang slats. In other words, the slatted floor gang slat is made with a concrete panel rather than individual slats. We wanted to handle it in a panel, a 4 by 10 foot panel, the same as we were handling, the same equipment that we handled the concrete walls. And the cattle liked them better. They stood on them. Where you put individual slats would wiggle or would tend to deflect. Over the years, it's been a very much part of our business.
The system really hasn't changed much over the years. The system is about the same process. It's a little different. Years ago, when they first started, they were 8 foot deep, and today most of them are 12 foot deep. So they've gotten deeper, they've gotten bigger, but the actual construction really hasn't changed much. At one time, there was 40,000 families milking cows, and today it's down around 10,000, or I think it's even lower than that now. So the herd sizes have changed. The cow numbers haven't changed much, so the total number of cows per farm has really increased. A lot of the systems we're putting in are, a small one is 100 cows, and the bigger ones are 5 and 6, 7, 800, 1,000 cow system. The main advantage is labor savings. The farmer no longer has to handle manure daily. The manure falls through the slatted floor barn and into the pit below, and they really don't have to worry about manure, only once or twice a year, depending on the size of their system, to pump it out and haul it to the field.
To ensure sand and aggregate are not negatively impacted by Wisconsin's harsh winters, the company uses heated buildings at its Maiden Rock and Portage plants. Aggregate and sand are released from 4 bins to an underground conveyor belt that travels along a tunnel made of precast box culvert to the plant, where they enter the mixer. While most plants employ an overhead crane or fork trucks to move the batch once it's mixed, in Maiden Rock, the concrete is pumped through a large diameter hose to any location in the plant, a process the Wiesers feel helps with the efficiency. Farther south in Wisconsin, Andy's brother Mark runs 2 plants, including a large facility in Portage.
I'm Mark Wieser, plant manager at our Portage production facility. Then I also oversee our Fond du Lac facility and our new facility down in Roxanne, Illinois. Started in the precast business, I don't know what age, very young. We lived right next to the plant when I was born, so it was pretty easy to walk a couple steps out of the house down to the plant and get in trouble or that kind of thing. Working for Dad and growing up in the precast industry has been a lot of fun over the years, without a doubt. At some points challenging, as anybody can imagine, a family business and working with your family. But it's been a very rewarding experience.
The plant recently manufactured 137 3-sided bridge pieces for a unique project in Milwaukee. The company was pouring up to 4 pieces a day in order to meet the construction timeline.
So right now we're producing a project for Contact Construction Products, a conspan unit that is for stormwater detention and treatment. It's about 160 pieces of precast. Most of them are the arch units. I believe there's 134 arches. They weigh 26 ton a piece. They're 32-foot span, and they'll put them together in 2 rows side by side and basically build a great big pond underneath the parking lot.
Long-term employees have been as essential to the family business as any product lines or facilities.
My name is Marlon Mears, but nobody knows me by that. It's Red. And my position with the company is I'm production manager at the Maiden Rock facility. And along with that, you know, I've driven truck, I've run a truck crane, loaders, forklifts, whatever. I've got quite a few long-term guys with me out here that, you know, without them, I'd kind of be lost.
My name is Andy Winkler. I've been with Wieser Concrete about 15 years. I started right out of school, right out of high school. Main responsibilities, number one is safety. I'm the safety director. And then also do a lot of project management, a little bit of everything. We take a lot of pride in safety. It's became a priority. Years ago, it was, you know, talked about. Now it's done.
We are very fortunate here. We have several long-term employees. We've got some guys that have been with us for over 40 years. I tell you, your company is only as good as your people, and with the number of long-term people we have, it's a way that we can keep our customers happy. We know what to expect, our customers know what to expect, and we get just a lot of compliments from our customers.
At the Maiden Rock location, Dan Wieser, the eldest of Joe's sons to have an ownership stake, keeps tight control of the company's bidding and finances, a role that has been imperative to the success of the family business.
My name is Dan Wieser. I'm part owner. I'm our corporate secretary. I've been working in the accounting area of Wieser Concrete. My dad's knowledge has been key to Wieser Concrete, keeping it on the leading edge. My brothers Andy and Mark have followed in his footsteps to keep it there. Working with my family has lots of benefits. It's a joy working with both Andy and Mark, and I also look forward to my dad stopping in for short visits.
Your brothers, I mean, with being able to talk to, you know, an issue comes up or we're bidding a job and it's something odd or something strange that we normally wouldn't do, you know, to be able to send that to my brother and say, all right, you know, here's what I got, what do you think? And, you know, it's really hard to put a value or to do it, to even think about having to do that any other way.
But right now, we're second generation running the company. There's third generation. Drew, our plant manager down in Roxana, is third generation. Andy and I and Dan's sons all work here in the summer, and daughters work for the company in the summer. The rest of them are all too young to see what they're going to do in the future, so we'll just wait and let that play out. But I could see it being a family business for a long, long time.
After all that has happened since the day he purchased 160 acres of land and a house on a whim, Joe can sit back and marvel at what has become of his dream.
But this is very much a family business. That's why it's worked so well, I believe, with my sons.